he can't take us to the internet.
Okay, we're on the internet now.
I saw the page turning immediately.
Rip. But no more than 6 seconds so we don't get copyright struck.
That's not a law you can get to regardless.
Hey,
Nobody
internet.
needs to know.
Hey,
Nobody.
internet. Well, you know, like Twitch rules and all that. I don't know.
If they can name the song with.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right.
This is worse than a fine, buddy.
But you already are fine.
Hey, best and only compliment I've received all day. Hey, all right. Welcome back to All Hail the Queen. This is a D&D Doing It Live dealio based on the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Why'd the energy just die? I'm Dad Magic Juice, your host, GM, and cat wrangler for the evening.
I was trying to let you lead, but all right.
Come with me. We're going to go around the table, introduce ourselves and our characters, briefly recap what happened last time, and then get right back into it. We are down one Aster tonight. Heck is having computer problems. So
I'm going to cut off magic and jump right in because the energy is high. I'm Chris. I'm playing Spunk. Take it away, Hyacinth.
Do you want to know what else is high? Not me.
Corn Dog, Chrissy, and I.
yeah, I was going to say 3/4 of the cast right now.
Not
Three
me.
3/5 because I
But
can
I
count.
am Hyacinth. I'll be here playing Icarus, your elven twin paladin, and we're going to Corn Dog.
Hey, it's me, everyone. I'm Corn playing Juno, the Twilight Domain cleric. Over to you, Chrissy. I know that you just put that in your mouth. So here, let me fill this void for you for a second while you continue to chew. I believe in you. Girl, swallow already.
That's what she said.
What are you, her husband?
Tell me more, Daddy.
Ooh.
You're not even the first person to call me Daddy today.
Ooh.
I love that for you.
Delicious.
Dab it out. Dab it out. Dab it out.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Dad Magic Juice. And I'll be your DM today. Over to you.
Wow. I get it. We're role playing. Okay, it's off to me now, right?
Did you believe it? Oh, shit.
Dad, come back.
Yeah.
Get your ass back in the chair.
All right. All right.
It's
Hey,
never
welcome
going
back.
to get old.
Now that we've all done our intros, we need to have a moment of silence for Heck. That was really hard for me.
Rest in Pepperoni's laptop. Okay. So last time we were here, we got to Evereska. Yay. And we're talking with oh, I had it and then I lost it. Diarathra.
Diarrhea.
Wasn't gonna make a poop joke, but I knew it was coming.
Oh, it's Diana.
It should have been Diana, because that would have been easier to remember.
Dialuna?
Dialuna. That's our mom. That's our mom.
We took the two brain cells we have collectively and rubbed them together real hard to remember Dialuna. Jesus Christ. I can't even take myself anywhere now.
True.
And she is reserved toward us as a leader of the elders in Evereska. And we know that the elves were going to be probably hesitant at best in joining our cause against the cult of the dragon. And so far that tracks. But now we're here. We're staying at Dialuna's place. And but she's called us out for at least one thing. Bringing an animus vessel in the bag of holding into their fair city. She's not happy about it. So
we didn't know.
I mean, you kind of knew. I think
No,
it's just knowledge. Just
I don't think we did. Nope. I actively don't think we did, or at least I didn't.
Well, you knew you had the gem. You might not have
Yeah,
known that it was
sure.
a vessel, but you knew you had the gem.
Sure, we have we also have a black Amex in this game.
You do. You do.
Nothing means anything. It's not real.
And if I recall correctly, we are basically getting past the evening of spending the night and kind of planning what you want to do with that thing. Is there anything else you guys want to add or correct or what have you?
Can I start a debate?
You can.
Maybe we should just go
What?
back and retcon it to Diana. Because that would also make more sense because we just have that's the way our names are. Although I was difficult and made us do this the first time.
That's not what I wanted. I mean, no.
Her name is Dialuna, and that's
It's Dialuna.
Dialuna. So I'm sure the twins probably called her diarrhea behind her back many times.
Absolutely.
Dirty Diana.
Anyway, the floor is yours. It is the next morning.
I also ran away last night, so don't forget that.
Ah, you did. What were you doing? You were trying to find Corey.
Yes,
And you found
Child.
You did
Because
find
we were
Corey
very
as a child.
confused with what was happening.
You did find Corey as a child and had a whole conversation with him.
Okay.
Do you want to share that with the group or just kind of keeping that to yourself?
We didn't actually do it.
I thought we did.
No, he responded to a message by Juno.
Oh,
But I
that's
was
right.
writing out to see what happened.
I had a conversation with him.
We ended there, didn't we? With you like on your way to do that. Yeah, okay. My bad.
And
My bad
then
entirely.
Spunk was going somewhere, and then Aster, Ulta, and I were going to try to snoop around.
There you go. I had bad note here. Okay, so yes. Corey's off. This is before the long rest. Corey's off to try to, or sorry, Icarus is off to find Corey, figure out what's going on there. Spunk is off to the College of
Libraries.
the College
Library of College.
Yeah.
The library of college and books and stuff.
College of Magic and Martial Magic. What's that called? Hardly know her.
Marshall
Uh,
Manor.
I mean, all the books have like no spaces between the words. They're just mashed together.
Just like my nightmare. All right, do we want to start with Icarus?
Up to you.
Let's do it.
So the last thing was I was writing off because all I knew was that he wasn't here. So I like went to the cabin to find him, and then sister messaged him and then messaged me updating. He sounds like a kid. And I don't know why. So that's all I know.
All right. So you are off to Hyacinth. Can you help the table and the audience understand what is the usual meeting place that you had with Corey as a child?
So just outside the city limits, in like the woodland nearby, he had like a small cottage, and it was kind of where we would always meet. Sometimes he would I thought he would come into the city and like pick me up, but he was never visible to anyone else. So I always remember spending most of our time out there in the fields and the grass, playing in like the summer sun and stuff.
Okay. So you head there, and you are going to find that very same hut in the place that you would expect it. It looks completely unchanged by the time you've been away. And one more thing, sorry. Is there a gauge on how long you've been away? I don't think we explicitly talked about this with like character creation, but
Not really. I think what we said was I left first because of distance with mom, and then at one point Juno moved out. But we also
I'm
have,
on my Rumspringer.
yeah. We also have like 200 years under our belt, so it gets kind of complicated.
Yeah.
We're 200-year-old teenagers.
Yeah.
We were homeschooled.
I would say, due to like the way time works, it was probably like at least 30 years since we were like teenagers. So probably around there.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so you get to the spot and it looks completely unchanged. We are at basically twilight, by the way. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but like the tail end of dusk, we'll say. The sun is
Why
like
did you bite me?
the just about the time where like long resting would start normally, and calling it a night. So the hut is there. What do you want to do?
I think like a little bit of like worry, but also concern. So I'll like like not run up, but like briskly walk up.
Okay. You walk up and you're just.
I think I'll just
there?
try the door. I'm not gonna like knock or anything because it's like second nature to just walk in. I feel like.
Okay. What is your passive perception?
17.
There's something about this place that's a little different from what you remember. It's like at least at first, every little detail that you can remember, is exactly in its place, but it just feels different to you. You've obviously grown and matured and gained new abilities along the way over the last 100+ years. How long did you say? I'm sorry. Since you left?
Probably like 30-ish.
30-ish years? Okay. And that growth has happened rather quickly over the last 30 years, especially the last year or so compared to growing up here. Something just feels different about it, but you can't quite put your finger on what.
I think like the internal monologue is like, wow, it has been a while since, like, I've been away for longer than I thought, I guess. As kind of, I'm just like walking up.
Okay, and then you said you try the door?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like reach for it at like second nature rather than like knock or like, honey, I'm home. I'm just gonna fucking open the door.
Okay. You're gonna open the door and you'll see an only semi-familiar at first glance elf, kind of like sitting up at a stool on a table with some like woodworking tools and some other tools and implements that you recognize for like weapons repair, some of which you might normally use for like tightening your bowstring or cleaning off soil, soot, and dust from day's travel or even combat, or fixing a splinter in one section of your bow, or fixing the wrapping on like a dagger and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I'm gonna say, teenage elf, and by that I mean somewhere in the what you would recognize as like 80 to 100 years old range.
Okay.
Is just sitting on a stool, sort of like carefully toiling away on a bow with all these tools kind of sprawled out on the table.
So it's like noticeably like younger than before he left, because like ours would have been like late teens, he would have been like middle, early teens.
Yes.
Okay.
But still not the full-blown child that you would have expected based on what Juno told you.
Okay. Corey, is it you?
Oh, hi. I didn't notice you come in.
Why are you different?
What?
You're not the way you were earlier today.
I mean, I took a bath.
You're a kid again, right? Do you see it?
Icarus, I know that you play mind games here and there, but I've got to admit, I'm not really catching on to this one.
No, you've reverted back about 100 years since I saw you this morning.
don't. I wish I could do that sometimes, but what?
What is it about here? What's happened? I think I have detect magic, maybe.
Okay.
Let me double check. Divine spells change all the time. No, I don't.
That's all right. You can still make an Arcana check. It's not as specifically useful as detect magic would be, but it still would get you something. Damn.
That's a 2 minus 1 for a 1.
Ouch.
I think my like first thought is like, is he messing with me? But he thinks I'm messing with him, so I kind of assume he's not. But
Let's actually have you make an insight check then.
okay.
Gotta fix this. This is off. There we go.
A 16.
16. The confusion feels genuine.
Okay.
On his end, and it does not seem like he's messing with you. The whole comment about like, I know we play games, he's genuine about that, and he's just kind of like a little thrown off. Probably not as much as you.
I will say, like, this is beyond my magic or my understanding. Do you have any idea?
Let's have you make, this is gonna sound a little odd, but go with me here. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Am I persuading his adult to come out?
This is more like trying
Natural 1.
Oof.
Or
Well,
11.
good thing. For our games, natural 1s and natural 20s on skill checks and saves don't really mean anything. It is truly the net result.
Can I also use my divine feature to class features? Where did it go? Channel divinity. Add a 5 to my persuasion check for 16.
Yeah.
For emissary of peace.
Yeah.
So weird way to use it, but I think this would be important to me.
Okay, so you're gonna notice pretty much right away when you keep going this direction that he looks at you and gets it. Like, oh, we're not doing a thing here. You're being genuine with confusion and trying to figure out what's going on here. And he'll say, well, I'm still figuring it out myself, but I think that how you always see me is what you need. At least at the time that you see me.
It sounds sweet in a way, but also as an adult, weird that you think I need a child. I know I need maybe
it's not
something.
What I think you need. I think it's my dad.
But like, you would think I probably need my childhood, but then wouldn't I need to be a child, not you be a child? Or like something from I don't understand it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't claim to really know for sure.
Also, why are you hiding out here? I thought you said you were gonna come with us.
I was with you? When?
You were about to enter the city with us, and now you're out here.
He's gonna take a moment to take that in and like actually fully stop with like the tools and weapons on his table that he's kind of working on. Excuse me. And just kind of like slump down in his chair and cross his arms and squint. You can tell this was always his way of like, he needs to just sink back and think for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he actually just closes his eyes and starts mouthing some words. I'd actually like to pause there.
Okay.
For you, Icarus. I'm going to see how this goes. Let's shift over to Spunk. hopping diddly dopping over to the College of Magic and Arms. It was simpler than I thought it was. You did tell someone that you were going to be heading this way, and that very same elf is just kind of standing at the entrance to the magic section. If you remember, we can look at the map actually. Where'd it go? Academy of Arms and Academy of Magic, right down here.
Okay.
So you're going to be down here at the Academy of Magic, going into the big building in the front, and this elf is going to be there, accompanied by 2 guards at the front entrance.
Yes, hello. I was told that I could come read all of the books.
Ah, yes. The
Fourth
ambitious
arts
young... What do you call your species again?
I'm a grung.
Grung. Yes, I could swear I've heard mention of your kind before. I must say you are a fascinating young specimen.
Thank you. I'm the tallest of all 167 siblings.
Fascinating. Please come in. And he's just gonna turn around and start walking in. The two guards are just gonna kind of like give you side glances, like nothing weird about it. Just you notice them look at you and then just go about their business of on watch.
Should I take off my shoes to come inside?
Oh, no, as you are is fine. The elf leading you just kind of says, without even looking over his shoulder, just keeps walking in.
If I wanted to, could I take off my shoes?
Of course.
Okay. I don't want to get him dirty, and he's going to take off. He's not wearing anything on his feet, seemingly, but he's going to slide off like this translucent, almost jellyfish-like sock on both legs and just kind of set them by the door where they will pulsate. Books, please. Old. The older, the better.
Yes. Over here you will find our standard library. If you should need access to anything in particular, you can ask the librarian.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Where's the librarian, incidentally? Do they have an office? Is it...
He's just going to point, and you're looking into, like, not humongous compared to other doorways you've seen, but, like, a particularly ornate and, like, pointed, this is the door kind of situation. It's open to the inside, and you're just looking down a straight hallway for, like, 200 feet. And on both sides is just shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf that go about 10 feet up. You can see at the end of some of them, there's like the sliding ladders that are just kind of like perched at the edge, ready to be used. And at the end of this hallway all the way down is going to be one small desk with 2 candles burning on the corners and one elf just sitting there with head down. You can see a feathered quill just going, and they don't even look up as this exchange is happening.
What is their name?
You can call them Nornarin.
Nonorin?
Nornarin.
Nonorin. That's funny. My Nona's name is Ren.
I would like to have you make a charisma check.
Okay. Oh God. Sure. Why not? Just a regular old charisma check.
Regular old check.
Kaboink. -1, 4.
All right. The escort is just gonna kind of like look at you when you say that for a second, clearly processing, and then just continue. Yes, of course. Is there anything else I can provide you with?
Tough crowd. No. Do I need to know anything while I am here? Like, are there any rules that I should adhere to?
Yes. Generally speaking, you are free to take any book off the shelf that you should require. Please just keep them within this room unless you speak directly with Nonarin to arrange otherwise. You may spend as much time in here as you require, and any questions should go to them directly. And, oh, of course, please, the restricted section, and the elf is gonna, like, point in over there. Just use it quietly.
Oh. Why do you call it the restricted section?
That is a story that I cannot tell.
Oh, okay. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, literally, I cannot tell. I do not know why it is restricted. I just know that we must use it quietly.
Oh, okay. This sounds like the knowledge on the room is restricted, and that's why you call it the restricted room, huh?
Just noise. Just noise is restricted in the restricted section.
Okay, I'm gonna... Thank you. I'll speak to your grandmother if I need anything. Thank you. And he'll, like, slap off, feet clapping on the ground, you know, just kind of... waddle off to the... He's gonna go straight to the restricted section.
All right.
Like, immediately.
I couldn't have guessed.
You put a big red button, and I want to push it.
I love that you're playing a character where it's like big red button in room, and everyone's just like, yeah, that's there for him to press it.
They wouldn't be here if I wasn't meant.
If you were not supposed to.
All right, I'm gonna pause there for Spunk. I'd like to do a little like rotating thing here, if that works for you guys. Ulta, Aster, and Juno. Is it all three of you together?
That's me. Yeah. Girl
Okay.
party.
Girl party. I'm just gonna say Aster's with you. If you think with I guess like honest discourse, anything that Aster might like to do, I say go for it, but otherwise she's just at least with you guys. What do you guys want to do?
I think we were gonna snoop around to figure out what my mom knows.
Yep.
Because she's acting weird. Mom's being sus as hell. What's that about?
Okay. So where are you going and what are you doing about it?
I was just gonna say, I think we were following her. Weren't we all like put into rooms? Remind me again. So we
Yeah.
all had, like rooms.
Yeah, you're all in rooms in her home.
Correct.
Yep.
So from what I remember, I thought we were all going to kind of like take a minute. Everyone else was going to go away. We were coming back together and just following her where she kind of ends up and snooping around to rooms, like to see what she's doing and who she's talking to. That was what I thought we were doing.
Yeah, like if she's in her office, we listen outside the office, wait for calls, whatever she's gonna do in there.
Yeah.
And then we
open
sneaky deaky
doors.
in there, Scooby-Doo style.
All right. So I'm going to need you guys to make a stealth check then. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys if you want to pull up Aster's character sheet and add that, or just make it between the two of you.
We're definitely gonna use Pass Without a Trace. For
All right.
sure.
For sure.
Do you want us to roll for Aster, or are you just gonna count ours?
I'm going to leave that up to you guys. For simplicity's sake, we can just forego that.
Yeah.
But we're using her pass without a trace.
Yep.
So it's a 24
Back,
and
if
a
you watch
31.
this back, mark it off your spell sheet.
So it's a plus 10, right, to both of you?
Yeah. So a
Sweet.
24 and a 31.
Okay, so you are very confident that you are sneaking around the right corner at the right time. You can actually even tail Dialuna a little bit closely with confidence that you're not making any noise or otherwise letting her notice you.
Yeah, we don't have Spunk's wet, floppy feet.
So is there anything in particular you're looking for? Other than seeing where she goes and what she does?
I'm gonna definitely try to drop Eves on if she knows anything more about this weird gem that we have that we threw in that portal right at the end of the last section.
I think
Looks-
Ulta would be keeping an eye out for anything having to do with how she has all this information about like what's happening.
Yeah.
Any sort of like communication because she knows what we've been doing.
Is she spying on us?
So we're just kind of, Ulta's just kind of like, hey man, who are you talking to? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
who's telling you the info?
Okay.
I know that like the Harpers are super big here, so part of me thinks that's like Lysol, aka Leosin. Look at I brought it back. I'll bring you
Yeah.
back to 2020.
Yeah.
Tell you what's good. I'm sorry. But I'm guessing it's from that, but at the same time, like, are we carrying something else that's just dropping Eves on us all the time?
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Oops.
I agree with Ulta, though, that we should be vibe checking, like, how she know what she knows.
Okay. I'm gonna have you both make a. This is gonna be a perception check.
Damn, we should have asked her.
You can use hers if you want to.
I don't need to.
Damn.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm amazing.
Ulta. Both of you together notice all of this. Where I cut off for Ulta is what Ulta notices, and then there's more for Juno. So you're gonna tail Dialuna enough to notice that she goes basically right to her personal bedroom, and it is like to the T exactly as you remember it, Juno. There is a large, very comfortable bed kind of in the middle of the far wall away from the door. You can't see it, but you know it's there, like a large armoire situation with all like a closet leading into an area that has all sorts of racks for her clothing and dresses, and then weapons and armor and like ceremonial cleric robes and gowns and things like that. But what you notice from the view that you've got is the bed and like a nightstand and then this desk. And she like partially closes the door, but you can still see like the nightstand and the desk, and you can see her hands on the desk opening up a book, taking a feather quill, dipping it into an inkwell, and writing. And then she kind of like just lays her hands to the side and waits a few moments, and then writes again and repeats this probably 4 or 5 times. Juno, the extra bit that you notice, especially with your crazy eyes, you can see the ink strokes going onto the book. And this looks like, you know, it could be, you can't read the words themselves, but it like the way she's writing, it could be like a journal. It could be, maybe she's just writing a book, and you know what it could be about, who knows. But you do notice that after, like when she writes to one line and then starts the next line, about halfway through the next line, the ink from the previous line starts disappearing. And as she keeps going, it's that same effect. Like at the exact same pace that she's writing, the line before goes away. And then as she waits in those pauses in between, you don't see anything happen differently with the book, but then she starts again at the exact place that she ended each time.
Does it feel kind of like the notebook that I have with Eliseo? Does it remind me of that?
Excuse me. It very much looks
Yeah.
like that.
How fucking dare you, burp? None of the rest of us have done that at all tonight.
Not ever. How rude of me. Shit. Yeah, it very much looks and feels like that.
Who's she talking to?
Dad?
Did you see where she put the book?
She's still using it right now, right?
Yes.
It's on her desk in front of her, but I don't know who she's talking to.
Ulta will watch this all, like, obviously not as intensely as probably Juno is, but she definitely wants to take note of wherever that notebook goes, and if it, like, stays on her person in a robe, if it stays locked in a cupboard, if she sticks it behind a secret door, she would be keeping an eye out for whatever is keeping her attention.
Okay. I need Ulta to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Mm-hmm. 17.
Okay. There is a moment at about halfway through, not halfway through, like the last few seconds that she writes for the last time before closing the book. You feel like just a pinprick in your temple. And it feels very much like, IRL, where we have this like wives' tale that when somebody's talking about you, you get a ringing in your ears. Have you ever heard of that? It very much feels like that. For reasons, I'm going to ask if there is any visible reaction that Ulta would have to that feeling.
I mean, if it's physically uncomfortable, like... So, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, if there's, like... If there is an action where it feels like something's, like, inside of her mind, she'll, like, probably just with her face, like, make a reaction. But if it's not physically painful, she would probably be pretty good at just, like, keeping quiet. She won't, like, shout or anything like that. But, like, she's not gonna also not acknowledge if something is uncomfortable.
Okay. Juno, your passive perception is nutso.
Yeah.
You would notice just a few seconds before Diluna's done writing and closes the book that Ulta gives this she's got the big eyes, right? She gives like a blink and just the tiniest wince, and then just like keeps looking.
I'm gonna. D&D is a made-up game and a made-up world.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I could cast True Sight on myself in efforts to see what my mother is writing, see like the words like as they travel through magic and illusion within the books. Maybe see better and like try to see if there's like a sign-off name or I'll report back to you at this time thingy or any type of like sign-off there at the end. But I probably would have done this before the wince, because I would have tried to do it like as my mom was actively writing, like cast True Sight on myself, just so I could see a little bit better, use my big elf creepy eyes, and do what I can, even if it's like moving my body around too a little bit to see.
Yeah, and
I'm trying to drop Eve's like Samwise Gamgee without the noise.
So you're casting True Seeing, the spell True Seeing on yourself?
Yes, True Seeing. Yes, which gives you True Sight. Sorry.
All right. No,
it was called True Sight in the last edition.
I just want to make sure I'm smelling what you're stepping in, you know?
Yeah, and I plopped it in there for you.
Yeah. Okay. let's play with this. A little bit of a stretch to see if you see any details of the writing. But you do your vision kind of flips to this GIF that you guys used are inspiring this right now, or that you used is inspiring this right now. It's almost like imagine when Frodo puts the ring on.
I'm Sauron.
Like your sight flips. You're in the same place, but everything around you is kind of like passive and shadowy, and you can see everything around you with in a different light, literally and figuratively, than normal. Every time your mother finishes writing, a little puff of black cloud comes out of the book and then gets like sucked out into the wall. It looks like, imagine like a vacuum to smoke. It just kind of gets sucked out into the wall, and then a few moments later, another like cone of similar dust will come out of the wall and turn into a cloud of dust, of black dust, and then like coalesce on the book. And then she writes again, and the same exact thing happens.
Yeah, so she's sending these messages back and forth.
I'm going to pause there for you two. Give you some time to let that marinate and see what you want to do when we come back. Let's go back to Icarus and Corey.
No, go back. I want to know what happened.
Okay, so you're having this conversation with Corey, and he's just, you're recognizing that he's just starting to recognize that you're not like playing a game. You're genuinely trying to figure out like something is off and trying to figure out what it is and why.
Yeah. Do you know why your father would make you show up in this way? Or like, do you have a way to like talk to him to like figure it out? Because when I talk to him, he doesn't normally answer, so that's kind of why I'm...
Well, my interactions with him are infrequent. I certainly try, and I think, no, I'm pretty sure that he always knows what I'm thinking or asking for or trying to figure out, but he has at times explicitly told me that he tells me what I need to know when I need to know it, and sometimes he doesn't tell me anything at all, and that's exactly what I need. It's kind of a complicated relationship.
Because the reverting age, I can kind of make sense of in a different, in like what normal context, I don't know. But I'm still stuck on the why you disappeared and either didn't or couldn't enter the city with us when you were going to. That's what I'm stuck on.
I can't say that I know either. And now that you mention it, I've never really tried going into the city.
Is there like a barrier to keep divinities out? I don't think so, because they pray to Saloon.
I don't know. Should we find out?
Yeah, might as well try, right?
Okay. And he's gonna just like strap his bow on and kind of like tuck his tools away in a little like leather roll-out pouch that he's got, and tuck it in his bag, and tuck his dagger in its sheath as well, and basically just like strap in and get ready to go.
Do you notice that, I mean, maybe you don't notice it in general, but does this shift happen a lot as kind of like we're moving down towards the barrier?
Help me out over the table. The shift you're talking about is like how he appears?
Yeah.
Okay. He will say, I can't say it's really something that I notice. I think it's just you.
And you still think the same, right? Because I found you like tweaking an old bow, but when you were aged up, you were very put together with armor and a nice bow, and so now I'm
he's just going to look back at the hut and say, as far as I know, I right now am a 160-year-old elf talking to my friend. I've been here the whole time, and here you are. And he just kind of shrugs it off like, what's your passive insight again?
Passive insight is 13. I thought that'd be better than that.
Okay, I mean 13 is not bad. I think sometimes in higher level D&D we forget that numbers that might seem low to us aren't as low as they seem.
Yeah.
As far as outcomes go. And 13 is actually on the general scale of difficulty not bad. So you're getting the vibe from him that he's like being genuine about, doesn't really know what's going on. It seems like he knows that something's going on with you and how you observe him.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to go with it, and like you clearly want to figure something out, so he's just like, all right, let's figure it out.
I have another question which might be weird or uncomfortable. How were you born?
I don't remember. Well, does anybody remember? But it's sometimes different for, deities, right? And first thing I remember is being there, and he's gonna point to like a spot, like a few 50 feet or so away from the hut, to like a small series of rocks just kind of plopping up off of the creek. And you would recognize these rocks, Icarus, as the first place that you met him. The first time that you saw him just kind of like plopped on one of these rocks, poking a stick in the water. And he says, first thing I remember is there. And you would be immediately brought to that memory.
So, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. And I'm just thinking out loud because that's what I do. Ask any of my friends, they'll confirm. But my curiosity is because I'm trying to think if you are like a divinity or like just a half divine, or if you were created just for me in a way, which feels weird, or like I feel like you're real because I've spent time with you, but it also now feels like I might be being like toyed with in a way, if that makes sense.
You think I'm just all in your head?
That's feeling like you shift in age kind of makes it feel that way. But I've seen you affect the world around you, so you're obviously not like an illusion, but like the fact that you shift around what someone else thinks I need doesn't feel human. I don't know how to describe it. I'm struggling.
Well, I do at least know that I have purpose here. It is tied to you. But even if I am just in your head, why on earth shouldn't that mean I'm real?
I don't know. I haven't fully understood the concept yet, and don't really know how far this goes or what I really think. I'm just beginning to think.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, thinking is good. What do you say we try to figure this out?
Okay.
And he'll just like take your hand and start walking toward the city.
Okay.
You get to basically like the edge of where you know that there's a gap between all around the city where like the edge of all of the trees and shrubbery making up the buildings ends, and there's probably about 100 feet or so before you just get into the forest.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pass through that gap, and the moment you hit the line, the invisible line that would be where the buildings make the perimeter, Corey changes, and next to you, you can still feel his hand. You're still holding hands, but now he has reverted back to his adult form that's familiar to you, but he's like translucent. And he clearly recognizes it because he let you go past that point. You feel as if you've just walked through like a really thin mesh cloth. Like it just kind of brushed over your skin, and then at that moment he stops and then just kind of looks at you and then looks at his arm and his other arm and down at his body and has this curious face, just like he's taking it all in for a moment.
It doesn't hurt, does it?
No.
The one thing I noticed too is that was like your age when we met there, more so. So it's like a pause in time.
What was my age?
When you were younger, a minute ago. When I found you at the cottage, you were still a teen. But now that...
When was this?
A second ago, like right before we crossed into the city.
He's going to like physically look back the direction you came. You can't see the cottage from here, but he's like, you can tell he's trying to piece together what you're saying. I'll go with you, but I can't say I know what's going on.
I'm glad you at least can be here, though. Because that was my first concern.
Well, I always will be. Where are we going now?
I believe we were just about to lay down for the night at my place, my mom's place. But given weird things, I don't know if they're on your side or on her side. So maybe we'll keep an eye open tonight.
Well, should I go with you there or should I go back?
I don't think it is any harm to stay here. At the very least, I don't even think she knows who you are, so maybe we'll let that be for a moment.
Very well.
Corey, you can't cast sending, can you?
I can.
Can you message Juno and just update her so that we don't walk back and then everyone's like, oh, Corey, and then my mom's like, Sun Witch or something like that, you know?
I can do that. And you're going to see him in his free hand just kind of like turn his fingers a little bit and cast a spell. And just before he finishes casting the spell, you're going to feel like a jolt in your hand that's clasping his. And he'll jolt as well and kind of like let go of your hand for a moment because he clearly felt the same thing, and then just sort of look at you and just go, that was strange, and then like restart casting the spell. And at that moment is when, Juno, you receive a message from Corey saying, I'm with Icarus. He wanted me to tell you that we are on our way to where you're staying.
Don't call me Corey.
Okay.
And this is at the moment that we paused for your part.
Then if that's the case, he's gonna hear, Corey will hear, shh, not now. And that's all he gets. Like, how dare you come into my brain when I'm trying to be a smooth.
Oh, okay. So just going in order again, back to Spunk. You are at the restricted section.
Yeah. know what to do with my hands. I look at, scan all the books on the shelf immediately. Find the most, the restricted section is not restricted. What's the most restricted book upon first glance? Quick, first book.
It will have a Tome of Foes emblazoned on the spine.
Tome of Foes?
It looks brand new.
No, I don't like that. They ruin sandwiches. Next. I don't like tomatoes.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Dingless Pringus. Bingo. 25. I see the future.
Nice. Okay. Good thing I was prepared for this. You are going to see titles such as The Book of Things Definitely Too Dangerous to Possess, Necromancy for Dummies Revised Edition, and
What? That one. I picked those three off the shelf and immediately open them all to random pages and start reading them simultaneously.
All right. Anything in particular you're trying to glean from what's going on here, or are you just messing with your DM right now?
No. I want to see if you have anything planned for. Is it a first edition? Is it signed?
It is signed. What languages do you understand?
Shit. I don't know. Let's see. I speak Draconic, Grung, and Umber Hulk.
Wait, what?
Draconic, Grung, and Umber Hulk, which is a series of clicks and resonant screeches.
Umber Hulk is Underdark monster that's big with the big hulking one.
Yeah, they're like beetles. They click and they speak with like psionics and echolocation, like dolphins.
There is a Hulkish language? Oh my god. I shouldn't be one bit surprised.
That's how I communicate with like bugs and shit.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make a history check.
History. Bam. Fuck. 8.
Okay. When you focus on this book, on the random page you're on, there's like a series of words and then like an image accompanying it, and then a series of words and more images, sometimes like a map here and there. You can see, at least at first glance, that this is like some kind of historical book, but every about 10 seconds or so it changes, it shifts, and all of the, like, sometimes the images change places relative to the words, and sometimes like a new one shows up, and sometimes the writing, you don't even know what it is because it's in a language you don't understand, completely changes to what you can at least tell is another language, but you still don't understand it.
Okay. Something is awry. I will burn a spell slot to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You do detect.
I do declare.
You're a very well-versed and seasoned wizard at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard of, in very unique and disciplined cases, where potent users of magic can actually kind of blend and bloody the lines between schools of magic to create unique spells of their own and magical effects. This very much feels to you like this. Have you ever seen? Here's my doom scrolling coming out. Have you ever seen like epoxy videos? Where, like people mix epoxy and then throw in like different colors and then like this shiny metallic color and then like grind it up or blend it up before they make like a table.
Yeah.
Imagine like one school of magic is like a solid blue, and then another school of magic is this like metallic silver, and they blend together and make this like metallic blue cobalt effect. The feeling that you get from this book is very much like that. It is magical as fuck. Spoiler alert. It's a combination of transmutation and illusion.
Transmutation and illusion. Do I get the impression that if I were to remove the effect, that I would destroy the book, or just be able to read it?
Remove the effect? Do you mean like dispel magic kind of remove?
Yeah, I mean,
do you get the feeling? That's a good question.
because I was going to try to dispel magic, but I don't want to destroy the book.
Let's have you make an Arcana check for this.
Oh, 21.
It's a very good question. Okay. And a good roll to go with it. In your experience, messing with the magic of books that are kept in a library as astute and well kept as this would probably backfire. And in most cases not have anything of the effect that you would have wanted. There could be ways around that, but you would be confident that like a simple dispel magic would probably not do anything good for you.
Nothing good. Okay. In that case, I will avoid doing that. What was the other book? You said Necromancy for Dummies, and what?
Necromancy for Dummies Revised Edition.
Revised.
And the Book of Things Definitely Too Dangerous to Possess.
Okay. I'm going to read the Book of Things cover to cover.
Nice.
As fast as I can, though.
Okay. Let's have you make an intelligence check for that.
Just a check.
Yeah. I don't know of anything else to how fast do I read this book? I'm just going with intelligence check.
Sure, 13.
Okay, it's going to be a fair bit faster than an average reader. So it'll take you probably a couple hours.
Okay. Yeah, I'll spend my time doing that while I figure out what I want to do about this gobbledygook book.
Gobbledygook. Love it. Okay. Let's pause there that is gonna take Spunk through the next couple hours. And Chris, I'm gonna say this: if there's anything in particular you're trying to do with this or get from this, jot it down in a Discord DM for me.
Okay.
And for now, let's actually pause there to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get back to Juno and Ulta. All right, we'll be right back.
Don't goon anywhere.
twitch, and then it started just going on its own.
Uh-oh.
Wait, you faked the
Like
twitch and then you actually twitched?
Yeah, like I was going like, and then
We're live, by the way.
Yeah, it just went live as you started describing that.
I was thinking,
well, I
Excellent.
wasn't on that page. I was looking at my sheet.
Excellent.
I forgot to go pee when we were on break.
I love it here.
Bro, you got piss.
All right, well, we are coming back to Juno and Ulta, so you have another couple minutes if you
Sure. Take it away, Juno and Ulta.
Girl, go piss. I know, probably can't hear me.
do you know something funny? I also forgot to pee.
Oh my gosh. Go.
Wow, I feel like we're having like a secret
Dude,
time now.
Two people forgot to pee. One of us put his beer down and forgot where it was in the course of the 15 seconds it took to get from the kitchen and back. Anyway, we're back. We're back with Juno and Ulta. What are you guys doing at this point after our last little
Hi, Magic.
spiel?
Juno and Ulta here. Just kidding. Does the magic that we're seeing, the shadowy, wispy bullshit, does that feel or not? You said it was like smoky, right?
Yeah.
Does it feel like the creepy smoke magic that we've dealt with people with dragon masks, or does it feel like different?
It definitely feels different. I will explicitly say that it doesn't like give you an evil vibe at all.
Okay.
If that's what you mean. You're quite literally just like witnessing the normally not very visible part of a magical spell happening. That's all it is.
Be like interrupt her and try to take her book, or do we try to sneak attack?
You want me to be a distraction?
As
I
you
will.
guys, as you guys are having this like, what do we do next conversation? The candles in the bedroom go out, and with your passive perception of Nutso, Juno, you can hear.
I also have true sight right now, so it doesn't even matter.
You do.
Everybody.
You do know that Dialuna effectively just kind of like crawls into bed and is just done, turning in for the night.
Has she made any inclination that she's aware of being watched?
No.
Which one of us should sneak and get it? Should it be me?
Can't you?
I should.
Can't you go invisible?
Couldn't hear you say that, but your mouth said it.
Again. I'm gonna extra sneaky in there. I'm gonna turn invisible,
Uh-huh.
and then extra sneaky with my boots of elven kind. I'm gonna try to go across the floor and grab that book.
Okay.
I will also say that as Juno is doing that, Ulta will be keeping an eye out, preparing to create a distraction if it is needed.
If Juno gets caught with her pants down.
Joke's on you, I'm not wearing pants.
Hey. All right. I am not even going to risk taking this away from you with a check. This is too much fun. You go invisible and just float your happy ass in and grab the book. Mom is basically asleep. She zonks out quick.
I'm taking it with me and we're getting out of here.
All right. Ulta, you're going to see a book just kind of like levitate off the desk and float on over back through the door to you.
Let's go.
Are we heading to any other rooms? Do we need to look for anything else as
We head towards like her, whatever she considers her workroom here, or her office, or a place that's hers. That's not her bedroom. I mean, the whole house is hers. But...
There is a study that you would recall from your childhood. Does Corndog have ghosts?
Oh, BB.
Just one puppo.
He's making the weirdest sound.
He's the most perfect baby.
I'm gonna stop distracting all of us.
The most anxious bean.
He's so nervous.
All right, so you've got the book. You're heading. Did you want to head to the study, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way we can kind of like look at. I don't know that I'm gonna gather much from this because I don't know that anyone would know that my book is between me and Aliseo. So I don't know that I'll like figure out who it is.
Okay.
But I want to see if there's anything like actually written in it or something like that.
Okay, let's have you make an investigation check.
Investigation.
While we are in her study, Ulta will snoop around for any number of informations about like the history of where she's at and things like that. She's more interested in like the possibility of learning something of how the elves in this specific area have aligned in the past with people outside of like their own culture.
Okay. Let's have you make an investigation check.
Gross.
Okay. Let's actually have you make no, we're gonna stick with that investigation. Okay. First with Juno. You're going to see. How do I want to describe this? The first half or so, sorry, of this book. First of all, this book is think like novellas that we have, like their height and or width and length. So it's not like a full-blown novel kind of book or like a big textbook. Think like what, 6 inches wide and maybe 8 inches long at the most. But it's like thick. It looks like a thick journal. And you like flip through the first few pages. There's no writing in it at all. But then you kind of like turn through and like turn it over and check out, top to bottom, front cover to cover. You do at least notice that the first half or so of the pages are wrinkled and aged and like remnants of finger oils and things like that, like they've been used. And then the latter half is as if it's brand new. While that marinates for you a little, or did you want to say something right away?
I was just gonna ask if there was like any type of like this book belongs to none of that,
There
or
is
like
not.
any type.
Okay. Ulta, you will find in general handwritten. There's like a series of books on like the top shelf of like the main bookshelf that you find here. There's like a series of books and they're clearly labeled like part 1, part 2, part 3 of an accounting of Evereska's history. And you can tell that these books are like handwritten by a person or people who are kind of like in charge of accountings of history. And this is not unusual for major cities and notable settlements, even among the different peoples on this continent. Handwritten accountings of history are pretty typical. What was the specific thing you said you were looking for?
Well, I'm kind of just looking for examples, not maybe examples, but just like, I guess what Alta's trying to do is deduce is what is like historically the likelihood of these folks actually helping out in this, or is this kind of just like what's the likelihood of this panning out, or should we just kind of chalk it up, say hello to family, and like have a nice dinner, or what? You know what I mean? Like,
okay. There is. Okay, an 8 isn't, like I said, an 8 is not as bad as you might think it is. There is one specific accounting you can find. Of the Elves of Evereska working with gnomish smiths. Where they sought out some knowledge of a very rare type of metal. And they found out that these smiths knew how to mine it, smith it, and use it. And this is like a rare but notable alliance with peoples outside of Evereska that happened. So the vibe you'll get in general that, is it possible? Yes. But at least in this one very specific accounting, it seemed like it was specifically in the elves' interest to do so.
yeah.
All right. Anything else between the two of you right now?
I think Juno would look around the study for some holy water, and then pour some of that onto the table in the room that's somewhere nearby, and just cast commune to talk with her deity about questions she's got.
Okay. I think that's a good place to pause for you. Let's give you a few minutes to think about some questions. Back to Icarus and Corey. So you've just entered the like border of the actual buildings within the city. And Corey changed from this like teenager-ish form back to the adult form that you recognize. But he's sort of kind of like translucent, like almost incorporeal. And he recognizes it, but now he's talking to you and like recognizing that something's going on.
Also, do you know what the zappy was?
I'm gonna have you make a wisdom check and then roll a second d20.
Wisdom check was 15. D20 was whatever goes through. 5.
It was a 5?
Yes. The plain D20 was a 5.
Okay. He's just kind of like gonna look at his hand and just like frown and shake his head. You are gonna get a vibe of you like that happens and you ask that question rather quickly, and then after another moment of thinking about it, Icarus, you're going to recognize the feeling. You have been personally attacked by all manner of magic. This felt like a pinprick with a twinge of necromancy behind it.
Pinprick with necromancy. What?
Yes.
What?
There's a movie about dating a zombie.
I don't get it. Oh well. If I think more, it's just gonna hurt my head, so I'll move on.
If you want to just like go off into like resting for the night, that's okay. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I think we're just trying to head back to the house, not draw too much attention.
Okay.
Especially because he looks... Oh, he still looks translucent, doesn't he?
He does.
So it's gonna be... We should figure this out before, you know, Mom sees that. Okay, let me look at my spells again. Let's see what I can figure out. I didn't realize that this was more problematic than I first thought. Can I make like a religion check to see if he pings as undead to me or if it was the magic thing? Because like I'm thinking like the only time I've seen people transparent like this is when they were like we were like in the dream state putting our bodies elsewhere, so that's what it makes me think of. But I'm also a religious person now, so
Sure, let's do it.
7.
Damn. Well, if you couldn't tell from my reaction, that's going to be rough.
Okay. Never mind. I'm gonna divine sense instead, because that's an easier way to tell if there's an undead near me.
Okay.
So celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
You definitely get celestial from him.
Do I
Not
also-
not undead or fiend.
Okay. Well, good. Maybe I'll prepare a spell for tomorrow to figure out what the fuck's going on.
All right. Not to rush you, but just so I know, is that basically a point where you're turning in for the night?
Yeah, I think we'll just get back to the place and rest because I don't think I know what the others are up to. So, unless we catch back up at the same time, we'll go back and lock ourselves in the room.
Okay, cool. Back to Spunk. What's happening here?
I would like to make the attempt, based on what I sent you earlier, to make the connection between the 3 books you've given me.
Okay.
The Book of Things Too Dangerous, Necromancy for Dummies, and blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Let's have you make a it's not that. Let's have you make an intelligence check 3 times.
Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Intelligence. Check, not a save, right?
Correct.
Heck. Okay. Thick. An 11, a 25, and a 16.
Okay. Here's what I think we should do with this.
Oh, double digits, not bad.
The idea, as you've sent it to me, is clear in Spunk's mind. And I'm gonna treat this like a we haven't done this in a while. The custom crafting rules that I brought into this campaign, and your progress is significantly better than starting from 0. So it will take some time and effort to sort of like master for Spunk how this will play out.
Will I need these books to continue doing said work?
No, it's going to be more like you need to meditate on your magical capabilities. You need to calm your mind of chaos to some degree in the heat of combat. You need to sharpen your decision making in intense situations. So you're going to be in like meditate mode intentionally over some time to hone this ability.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to do that for the remainder of time that I'm allotted to here tonight.
Okay.
And when it's time to leave here and go back to Sleebies, I want to take one of the smut books out of my mouth. Specifically, Chuck Tingle presents scary stories to tingle your butt.
All right.
Because it's Halloween. And I want to place that on the shelf where the Book of Things Too Dangerous to Own would have been, and swallow said book.
Ooh. Make a stealth check for that.
Hoocha! Blammo. Fuck yeah, 17.
Okay. You get a fair sense of confidence that you did that discreetly.
And scene.
Okay. Juno and Ulta.
I started writing them down so that way I wouldn't forget. Oh yeah, I cast Commune
Oh yes, you cast
while
Commune.
staring at a puddle of holy water.
Excellent.
So the first question that I will ask the Weaver is, does my mother stand with us in our fight against the rise of Tiamat? It is yes or no. And then the GM can elaborate as they see fit,
Yeah.
according to the rule.
This instance of Commune is going to feel like a deeper connection to you than it did before. This is me saying you've leveled up, you're better at things now. You're going to see the Moonweaver basically just like floating in what looks like space, in a deep sleep right in between twin moons. And when you ask this question, you'll see her hair just kind of like start to wisp gently behind her, and one of the moon on the left will just glow a twinge brighter than it was. You're gonna get this as a very soft yes, like just this side of yes.
Will she help us convince the elves to join us in potential upcoming battles?
A very similar effect to the last one is going to happen. You understand this to be like, it might take some convincing, but it's definitely leaning the right direction.
Okay. This is the worst Magic 8-Ball.
I don't like yes or no so much with stuff that's like, maybe. I'm trying to spice it up a little.
Point to yes.
Survey says
Perhaps. Walter, I have one more yes or no question. Do you have a yes or no question you'd like an answer to?
Not particularly. She's gonna be like, I don't know, it sounds like maybe we just need confirmation. If we make the deal real sweet for Mom, will there be more buy-in, you think?
Should I attempt to make a deal with or bribe my mother to help convince her?
I was going to out loud say, that wasn't the question I said.
Oh.
But also, it works.
I mean, that's what I heard.
the one moon that has been lighting up for very subtly for the last two questions will glow a stronger white light, and the Moonweaver will like physically open her eyes and look at you with this sort of sly, like, oh, I see you're scheming kind of look on her face, and just wink.
Yeah. Good question, Alta. Good question. Also, my brother just sent me a message, and he wants to know why his boyfriend's clear right now. I don't know if you can answer that, but, you know, if you want to let me know, I'll catch you on the flip side of this. And I'm gonna finger guns at the puddle.
Excellent. Oh my god. All right. About this time, you guys will notice that holy
Hello?
wee woo.
Whose wee woo was that? Because magic lit up, but Chris reacted.
I think that was Chris.
It was me.
I probably lit up because it like screeched through my headphones right next to my mic here. Okay, so not too far apart from each other. All of these things wrap up, and Spunk will return, and Icarus will return, and you're all back in the, I'm gonna say just like the common room of this house. Yeah, you're all gathered here. What's next?
Actually, Spunk, can you take a look at Corey, because I can't focus on my discerning magic spells until tomorrow.
He
And I'm
claps to Corey's face like a face hugger, just starts examining closely.
concerned. Seems magic-ish. I don't know.
Spunk, no, that's a face.
Yes, yep, nope. Starts pulling on his cheekbones. Sharp. Jeez.
Excellent.
So, what should I be paying attention to? Anything in particular?
The fact that he's translucent?
Oh,
Spunk investigation.
sure.
Maybe also the fact that he got zapped by necromancy when casting a spell.
That's a 5. 15.
Okay, 15. He looks just like he looked before you got here, and nothing really seems off about him.
So he's only clear to me?
Who is this imposter?
You said he got zapped by necromancy? Necromancy?
Why did you say it like that?
I'm feeling giddy.
Necromancy?
I've read a lot of books. I'm kind of riding that high right now.
I like it better.
Whoa!
I'm starting to think magic's just trying to fuck with me. I'm trying to make my head explode by making things complicated only to me.
I no, it's not only to you, because I literally messaged Hyacinth and was like, "What are you doing with this man-child man? What is happening?"
I tell you what I can do, and I like let my tongue fly out and attach to the end of it as my spell book, and it'll open to like identify.
I thought you were
And
gonna-
then I'll reel it back in close to my face so that it's up on like a prop so I can look at it with my two bulbous eyes towards the center. And I'll just sit on top of Corey's head and start casting Identify
it's,
on him.
it's like a
Identify on Corey?
Yes.
What the fuck is this?
And I know that you're looking it up right now, and it's objects and people.
Oh, I'm looking something else up real quick.
Oh.
He's looking up what's actually wrong with him.
No, there is a web.
Magic also wants to know who this is.
He's a young.
Wait a minute, who the
current
fuck?
changed person who.
Oh, I really hope that's not. Okay.
Oh, this one says object. Why does it say object? Oh, instead you touch a creature. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There is nothing magical about him.
Or affecting him.
or affecting him.
Magic, I hate to say this on stream, but I'm gonna.
I'm going to
I gotta give
unalive
everybody
you.
some depth of character to dive into. This is part of yours, sir.
Clean bill of health. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm deducing very slowly. You are crazy. Did you want to talk to somebody about this?
Gaslight.
Perhaps we should be asking the questions. How have you been sleeping lately? Are you drinking and eating enough?
I'm just gonna say maybe this will help, and out of her bag of holding, she's gonna pull out a milkshake.
Roll a D100, Ulta.
A what?
D100.
I have like 15 milkshakes.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think Icarus is gonna turn from like annoyed that Spunk is like belittling him to like actually kind of appreciative at Ulta. Like, it actually sounds kind of nice.
Ulta, when you reach into the bag of holding, you're gonna feel like a barb prick on your palm at the moment you grab a milkshake. And then you grab a milkshake.
Why is
Something bit
everything?
me in the bag.
Why is everything going so weird right now?
What, Chrissy, say that again?
She's going to say out loud something bit me inside the bag, and then she's gonna like hold her little padded hand up.
Is it bleeding?
You just hold it up. All right. Everybody is going to see a black mark right at the base of her palm.
Oh,
It's like an ink pen just made a single dot there and an webbing out of it for like a quarter of an inch in all sorts of directions is just like this veiny effect.
Juno is gonna gasp and go, the black spot, and then like collapse to the floor.
Icarus is gonna very seriously look at it and try to figure out what stabbed her.
It's about to become a Muppets movie.
See, the player instantly becomes Agatha Harkness.
I rolled poorly. I
She's a
don't
witch.
know what it is.
I'm jealous. You get to snog
Yeah,
Aubrey
Icarus,
Plaza.
that's clearly like not supposed to be there, but you're not really sure what it is.
Okay, but like for real, like what hit you and are you dying?
Okay, here we go again. Blah. He'll start casting Identify again.
Okay.
Just like identify on the black spot.
You see? Evidence. Proof. Visible. Mark off
you
another
can-
spells. What?
It is a magical effect. It is necromancy.
Shift. Do
Why
I
is
know
it
what this spell is?
Zapped and zapped and shit.
Why
This
is
is the
everyone
part
getting
of the
zapped by
question.
necromancy?
Wait. Is this all the bad things that are starting to happen from that orb mom talked about?
It doesn't feel like a particular spell, Spunk.
Oh, piff. I don't know this one.
Ulta, does it hurt? Are you dying?
I didn't see anything about this in my book, Necromancy for Dummies.
I can cast Greater Restoration, Ulta. I don't know if it'll fix anything, but I can do it.
She's gonna go, I think it's fine, and just lick it and wipe it off, and then put her hand in her pocket.
What? What? Perhaps we spend a little more time discussing this?
Is there something cursed inside of our bag of holding anymore?
She's like, no.
Did
Yes.
we take care of the
The
gem?
gem is still in there.
It's still in there. The last you spoke about it, you were talking with Dia Luna about what to do with it, and she said absolutely do not take it out while you're inside the city.
Oh, shit.
And you guys just left it in there.
Ulta, can I reach my hand inside your bag?
Don't do it. Don't you dare touch that.
Do it.
Ulta's not opening the bag until somebody tells her to do one way or the other. She's holding that. She was like halfway open as soon as Juno said, "Don't do it." She closed the bag again.
Juno, I figured out the question you should have asked. Should we destroy this right now? I forgot about the crystal again.
Do this for another week.
I have the means to get rid of it.
I forgot
New
about
York,
the crystal
New York.
again.
I can also, because if it's a cursed item, I can create a restoration in it and just make it into like a normal ruby. But then I would have to.
We don't know that that's gonna work.
Going to open the bag, look into the bag with her eyes,
My
Okay.
brand.
and she's looking for anything that would have poked and or prodded her.
Okay, so make a perception check, or investigation. Actually, either one.
Guidance. There, add 4 to that.
Hell yeah, 18.
Okay, now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, okay. Also,
Guidance. I'm still concentrating on it.
that's good.
Okay.
Delicious. Very good.
4 total. Well, maybe I will use Greater Restoration on you.
Okay, some stuff is gonna happen. I need to gather my thoughts here. Ulta, so you're a curious mind, right? You just kind of like, I wonder if this will work. And you just kind of push the button sometimes. You might not realize at first when you open the bag and like, what's doing that? The way that the bag of holding works is that you intend to get a specific item. You like imagine this specific item in your mind, and then you grab it and pull it out. Much like the milkshake, you don't have to like ruffle around in the right spot, search through things and find it. You just imagine it in your mind, and you're able to get it. This is a more open-ended. What's that? What's doing that? So it's not a very specific and pointed. I want to grab this item. And you're just kind of looking into it, but you feel a pull, like a physical pull on your, like, it's like something grabbed your snout and like pulled it closer to the bag. And everyone else is going to see Ulta's eyes widen for a moment. Everybody's passive perceptions other than Ulta.
17.
I'm 21 and Aster is 24.
Okay.
Oh.
I heard all the others. Spunk, what was yours again?
16.
Okay.
Irrelevant.
Aster and Juno are going to recognize that some powerful magical effect like shockwaved out of the bag when Ulta opened it, but an equal and opposite magical force like impacted with it at that very moment, and Ulta basically like physically got caught in the middle. So her eyes are widening, and this next part is only for Chrissy. Everyone else, please remove your headphones for a moment.
Wow, fine.
Ulta, you hear a voice, like everything around you freezes for a moment, and you hear a voice that you remember hearing at least once before fairly recently, back when Spunk, I believe it was cast Legend Lore and then a scrying. You remember that? Okay. You would remember seeing this like awkward little underbite lizard guy just like going right up to the scrying orb and say, "Oh, is this friend or foe? Somebody's looking for you." this voice is going to greet you. Hello, friend. Do you remember me?
Yes. Who are you?
Do as I said, I am your friend. It seems that you seek me again.
Well, mostly, I want to know what's going on and how you ended up here.
You carry with you powerful forces that you must be protected against.
Uh-huh. Like, is it that diamond? Is it the gem?
I think so. What did you see?
Nothing. Really?
Ah.
Took a gander. It tried to hurt me, and now here we are. So, thanks for your help, I think.
It seems that we should meet again soon. I'm getting a feeling that you might want what I protect. I think so. At least it's over here, but you're over there. This is all very confusing.
I agree.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes. Just remember, when you're in the most danger, just make sure that you're surrounded by your friends. And at that moment, you're going to see Ulta just this massive draconic eyeball. It's going to take you back to the moment that you first received the Dragon Soul Stone back in the vault in Waterdeep. It's going to just close and open and give this massive flash. It's very much like what you would recognize from dragons casting spells the last times, the several times that you've encountered that. And you just hear a word. Presentia. You would recognize that as a name, and it's going to be burned into your memory. And scene. Everybody else put your headphones back on. And at that moment, Ulta, you kind of snap out of it. Like you felt that pull and then it was like, oh, we're still here.
I unmuted myself instead of undeafening myself. I was like, why can I still not hear?
Yep. All right. So all of you saw like Ulta open the bag and then like moved closer to it a little bit, and you saw her eyes widen, and then the next moment they come back to normal and she snaps out of it.
I immediately look down at my hand.
The mark is gone.
Ah, see? Look. Totally cool.
Why did you eye fuck the bag?
Why did the bag eye fuck you?
What just happened?
Are you okay?
Am I crazy again?
What happened to your hole?
Okay, I just want to make a few things clear. Okay? It's gone. We're good. Icarus's boyfriend is still clear.
Don't put this problem on me. You had a problem too.
I look at his boyfriend. Is he clear?
No, he looks normal to all of you.
I look at him.
Except Icarus.
Fuck. Is this what like how you tell someone they need glasses in D&D? It's a little fuzzy. Sorry, it's my stigmatism.
You guys, are we still
Self-diagnosed.
at Aster's home doing drugs? Did we ever get to Evereska?
Wouldn't that be a funky twist?
Are we here right now? Judo starts
Mom...
panicking.
I was gonna say I thought Mom was nice to me earlier, and that can't be real. So
have we been drugged? Have we been drugged? And Judo starts acting neurotic and trying to figure out if she has I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on myself, just in case.
Ulsa,
You are
Proof?
obsessed with that spell.
Ulsa,
This is the lesser one. I'm just like sitting there.
to prove
Wash my
nothing
hands.
happened-
Wash my hands. Wash my hands.
To prove nothing happened,
Turn the
Ulsa,
page.
please
Wash
allow
your
me to
hands.
stick my hand in your bag.
Okay.
Why did you word it like that?
I'm gonna shift the bag behind her back. I'm gonna be honest.
Ask for permission.
I appreciate you asking. I think it might be smarter if we don't stick our hand in the bag anymore.
So you're saying
The
you're
bag
fucking
cursed.
sus?
Is it haunted?
Mm-hmm.
So you agree it was suspicious, but you are safe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, here's the thing.
I'll take that.
That I looked into the bag and the bag looked into me. So, kind of a mutual experience where I got to see some things and they got to see some things. So, you know, it was a mutual lookening. Well,
Did
she's gonna point quickly to Spunk. You probably would have recognized them. Well, I recognize them thanks to you.
Oh,
When you did that scrying thing, the little lizard creature, it's been like a whole thing. So
yeah.
we had a moment. I'm not supposed to leave you guys, so I'm not going to now. Not that I was particularly. Well, I've thought about it actually quite a bit for a minute. I'm not going to now. I've been advised.
Advised by whom?
A small lizard in a cave. I don't want this to detract from the fact that Icarus thinks his boyfriend is clear.
no, like
Are we on drugs? And Juno puts both hands on her legs. Nothing is making any sense.
I'm fully.
I just, if you would permit me to just, for a moment, if everyone calms down, I just want to really quickly, and he like holding his staff, he's just kind of like leaning on it, like listening to you talk as you're like there. And he's like, I'm just if you would, a moment, okay? Let's take a deep breath all together, everybody. And on the exhale, he'll boop you on the head with his staff, and he'll cast protection from good and evil. Just like a quick bop. And all you'll hear is like a clunk on her scales as he like taps her.
It's that clunk sound of like teeth hitting the bottom teeth. That sound that you get right before a concussion.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to throw it out there. I am totally okay with putting my crazy aside to focus on you because
Yeah.
I don't.
This is
wanna,
like a quick-
This is hurting. This is giving me a headache. I don't want this anymore.
Just
I
a
love
quick
how-
like Rafiki tap right on the top of the head. Just whoosh.
I love how Ulta and Icarus are both like, but what about them? No, but what about them?
And Juno is just sitting here like,
So the reality is that, and anybody at this point can see it from Ulta. She genuinely doesn't fully understand and grasp what is happening either. So like,
Sure.
she is not being evasive to be evasive. She literally was just instructed by a lizard in a cave to stick around. Like, she's like, I don't understand. You know what I mean?
Sure.
There's like, she's being very forthcoming, but she genuinely is like, I
Is the lizard in the room with us right now?
no,
Okay.
in a cave.
Whack. Again, casting protection from good and evil while he hits.
Yeah. And just to litmus test here to make sure, over the table, Chris, do you know what Chrissy is talking about in character? Because Spunk would know. That's why I'm asking.
Spunk would know. I haven't the foggiest idea.
I remember
2 years ago, we did a thing in a cave, and you
That was weeks ago. I don't remember that shit. I did you a favor. I didn't delete it.
You helped me scry on my shadow.
I remember, but
And it is
the
relevant.
lizard in the cage imagery does not ring any bells. The lizard, everything but I scried on your shadow does not ring bells. That is what I'm running into a wall where, like, I don't understand. Like, yes, I scried on your shadow. What are all these other words you're saying? That in the order you put them in, I do not.
I'm gonna let Ulta explain.
My brain mouth does not chew.
She will walk over to Spunk and, like, I know I can't touch Spunk's, like, sticky. She's gonna, like, pull her sleeves down
You have sleeves? Oh.
and, like, hold your face. Stay with me, bud. Okay?
Uh-huh.
You scried on
Yes, I did.
We didn't see a shadow, but what we did see was a tiny lizard in a cave.
Oh.
And that lizard talked a lot
Uh-huh.
about him protecting something of mine. And only you and I know about it. And she's
Right.
going to go like this.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna give a little over the table just to make sure we're on the same page. Spunk would remember scrying on Ulta's shadow, and there was a little lizard guy who was like, "Oh, somebody seeks you out," and like looked right into the scrying eye. Like actively recognized that you were there doing this thing and was like, "I wonder who it is." Chris, over the table, do you remember that?
Sure. Absolutely.
Shake the magic 8-ball.
I remember all of it. I have perfect recall.
All right.
as she kind of like double taps on your cheeks and goes, "You were there for it, buddy?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That same guy?
Uh-huh.
I-
Okay. Sure.
He told me that I need to just stick around with everybody.
Oh, okay. So, person we scried on, mysterious shadow in a box, cave. Told you to stick around, and you were like, "Oh, okay, stranger. You don't know who I am. We scried on you, and you don't know me, but you are giving me instructions, and I am going to absolutely listen to those instructions."
No, he definitely knows me.
Oh,
I just don't know him.
creepy.
Yeah.
So, what if we learned? And why are we following his instructions? Listen, I'll back your play. I'm just saying. This seems fucked. Even I would not jump into that pit or sit in that pit longer.
So, here's the thing. Is that I just feel,
Mhm.
no, that's a weird one,
Mhm.
in between maybe where my heart and my brain,
Your esophagus,
yeah, somewhere right around
where Jesus lives.
here, these two things meet, and the important part of me
Uh-huh.
needs to make sure that the things that this little guy is saying, I follow through with. So,
And can you give me one good reason you trust this little guy?
Ulta, make an insight check.
Give me 12 good reasons why you trust this little guy.
13.
Something is familiar about him that you really can't describe, but he felt like a genuine friend. That's not me speaking for Ulta. That's just me giving Ulta the insight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, and none of this, to be fair, is being said secretively. She's not hiding any of this.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that impression.
I think, Spunk, that at some point I had met him. Maybe my memory got erased.
Okay.
Maybe I turned clear.
Okay.
I know.
That's not a great.
Yeah, I'm not real.
This,
The reality is I'm not sure, but something's telling me that this guy's being honest. So
that's not a great defense. I don't think you're hiding anything. I just want you to know, I believe what you are saying. But how do I say this gently? 40 years ago, we all loved Bill Cosby.
Jesus Christ.
But then a bunch of people got their memories back, and now we don't like him anymore.
I'm gonna snap.
Oh, man. If I get canceled over this... Sorry, if we get canceled over this...
I'm just saying the lizard in the cave isn't putting out Huxtable sweater vibes to begin with. He's putting on more like sunglasses and a fake mustache on a Twitch stream kind of vibes. Do you get what I'm saying?
Ulta is going to literally stare right in Spunk's eyes and say, no.
Okay. That's what I get for making analogous references to things in the real world.
Juno is gonna plop into a nearby chair and just like, you guys, I trust Ulta on this. And she's just going to lay back and fall into a trance and
Nice.
she does not understand what's happening at all. She knows that there's a little lizard somewhere and a big lizard, and her wires are completely crossed. But before she falls into that trance, she wants to just really look at Corey and see if he's clear or translucent.
I think at the same point, Icarus is going to be like, yes, I agree. Very important. I don't understand. And my head hurts. He's just
The
gonna walk
twins
in.
are literally Tweedledee and Tweedledum, just trying to do their best.
I'm sorry. I want to be there for you. It hurts.
Very best.
Juno, Corey looks very much full, real, normal.
But I know that he was a kid a little bit ago because of the sending. And
In your messages, it was a child. Yes.
Okay. Last call. I'm going to tap my staff on the ground twice and cast Detect Magic. Specifically going to look over in Icarus's direction and Ulta's direction. Because boyfriend is a solid being in front of me. I need to make sure that the other two are not also... Clearly Ulta's not possessed. I tested for it. I thwacked her twice.
Mm-hmm.
But now I need to see if there is something else affecting them. Since we're sticking around, apparently, because I'm backing Ulta's play on that, I'm questioning my own judgment a little bit because of it. But I trust Ulta, and Ulta trusts a shadowy figure that she saw in a bag. I'm going to take the time to cast a Detect Magic and give them a thorough inspection.
Okay. Icarus has a solid, gentle aura of divination magic surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
Ulta has this imagine like your typical an animated bubble in the shape of Ulta. Like the like little swirling rainbow colors when the light hits it just right, and then like the bright spot where the light is directly hitting it, and it's kind of this amorphous swirling effect directly around Ulta's body, like she's wearing a bodysuit of this effect, and it just swirls every single color that you could conceive. Every school of magic surrounds Ulta right now.
Weird that I didn't pick this up.
What do you mean weird?
You're in like you're swimming right now in a magical gumbo. Like extra meat and potatoes. All of it. Whereas Icarus is wearing a delicate negligee of divinity. Thin light layer, sheet, yeah.
It's nice to know we're not crazy, but that also doesn't answer any of our questions.
You're not affected by anything weird. Well, you aren't affected by anything weird, so I no longer think you're crazy, but something is going on here and I can't see it. But you kind of it looks almost like, you ever walk down the streets of Waterdeep and there's like a puddle of water and a little fly is just like floating dead in it, and it's got that kind of like rainbowy pearlescent sheen on the top layer of the water on the floor?
Yeah, I'm tracking this.
You've seen that? It's just like a thin
Yep.
thin skin that is growing on the water in the middle of the road, and it's just kind of like rainbowy but like still clear. That's what is here. And he's like grabbing at like almost like he's plucking like cobwebs off you, but like that's what I'm seeing right here.
But like, what kind of magic is it?
Take your pick. It's all of them. All 8 schools?
8.
All 8 kinds. Plus a couple of ones I've never seen before. I don't know what color the school plaid is, but you've got a plaid about you.
Okay. Well, this is particularly strange because I'm not, you know, great at magic.
Uh-huh.
So.
I didn't think you had cast this, by the way. This is heavy. Like, more than what I could do.
Remind me, did you identify Ulta or just the piece of her hand? Because would identifying her then tell you that in theory, or
Any spells that are affecting her?
and excuse, I might regret this, but would you also be able to identify me then, since I'm the issue and not Corey?
I don't know that you are the issue, though. Divination magic isn't...
But
I can do it, sure.
like,
the short answer, yes. Long answer, I don't think...
I guess it's less like what's the issue and more like what is the divination and like what does it mean?
Sure. Yeah, okay.
I don't have any way to do.
That's a fair question. Impressive. I did not expect it. But I will make an attempt to identify.
Excuse me while I...
The most backhanded of compliments.
All he's
Christ.
capable of.
How dare I have one thought as this character?
I'm sure you have many thoughts. That this one is...
Jeez.
This one is...
This one just might be smart.
This
one
one
is
is
the only one you've ever cared
particularly well
about.
shaped and honed. I'm shocked.
Okay, so you're casting Identify on him?
Yeah. It's almost like somebody threw dynamite at a tree and a 2x4 came out. Like, that's how shocked I am.
Jesus Christ. Oh god.
Oh, man.
That one hurt.
Identify. Wait, isn't this what you just did?
Yeah,
I did
he
it to Ulta and I did it to Corey.
Oh, you did it to Corey. That's right. No, you did it. You did it to Ulta, and you did it to Corey earlier. But didn't you just do it to Ulta and Icarus?
Not
And that's when you
Icarus,
saw the
just
divination.
No, he
No, I
did the
did
detect magic, which tells
Detect
him it's cool,
magic.
but
Oh, that's
Identify
right.
That allows me to
will tell him
see it.
what
Identify
spell
lets
or
me
magic.
tell. Yeah.
Different
who-
spell. Yes.
Who?
Lets you taste it.
Yeah. Detect magic is the what. Identify is the who, when, and where.
I'm just praying that his tongue didn't come out to cast this. I mean, it's
I don't know. I use the book as a reference point, but at this point I've done it 6 times in the last hour, so I'm getting pretty good at it.
also, can you identify this dark jewel in the bag?
I don't think I want to identify the dark jewel. I don't think I want to take the dark jewel out of the bag because your mommy specifically said not to do that. Even though I said I
Okay.
could put it in an enemy plane. But
Jeez. All right, I need to correct one thing. It was not divination; it was enchantment.
oh well, you're fucked then. Okay, we're gonna make sure that you have this removed immediately.
However, this identifies and feels very different to you, Spunk, than you would expect.
Oh,
You cannot identify a specific known spell. You know it's enchantment magic. You know it's for sure affecting him and only him. But the best you can gather is that it is an effect on him that your small brain can only surmise as enchantment. And that is significant to you because you are a very good wizard.
yeah.
When I say small brain, like you can
In the cosmos, I am but a speck in the sea.
cosmos,
I
like
get
you
that. I get it.
understand, like there's something about this you don't understand, and that's very significant.
The more I learn, the
Yes.
more I realize, the less I understand.
Can you tell the
Yes.
source, bro? Probably not.
I don't
believe
think
so.
When you tell me it's enchantment, I'm gonna be like, well, we already knew I was charming.
I'm going to slap you really hard on the face and be like, listen to me. I say this because I care. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed before my brain combusts eternally and hope I don't die from enchantment.
Well, perhaps we should chain you to the bed. Do you feel okay?
Yeah, that's the issue. Nothing feels different other than seeing him in weird ways throughout the
See,
day.
but that could be okay. Now I see. You've been glamored to perceive him differently, perhaps, or perhaps you're being glamored to see him when he's not even around.
But you all still see him, so he's around.
Right now, yes, I see him. He is right there.
I wonder if it's just because I've noticed he's shifted, but just to me. But then in the message, did shift to Juno too, so that's why I'm confused.
Can I
'Cause
walk up to Corey and slap him?
There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's fun, right?
All right, you slap him, and he's just gonna have the like immediate reaction of like, "What was that?" And he'll just say, "I'm not doing anything."
Can
Insight check.
Sure.
you just take me to see your father? I feel like I need to have a word with him. Is that a possibility?
29.
Ooh. Holy shit.
You stare daggers at him when he looks surprised at you and says, "I'm not doing anything." And you can tell from like the way his eyes are just kind of going back and forth between whoever's talking at the moment. He can tell that like people are staring at him and feel uncomfortable. And his pupils are a little dilated. He's being genuine.
I think it's nothing more than his father has glamored me as his follower, which he thinks is a blessing, but now it's just fucking with me more than anything. I think that's all it seems to be. But also, why is it necessary? And the thing I don't get is I get the youth thing, because that's where I remembered him while there, but why the transparent? Well, fuck it. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Maybe in relationships, you're supposed to see right through your partner. And this is a, what's the word? Euphemism?
I wonder if it's like because the people I trust see him and the people I don't. Because when I was a kid, I didn't trust anyone, and no one saw him.
Oy.
We'll see if Mom sees him tomorrow, and that'll be our answer.
Okay, sure. Take a cold shower before sleeping.
I thought we just said I wasn't crazy.
No, but like the enchantment is still a malaise that I would like you to address sooner than later. Actually, you know what? Fuck this, and I'll dispel magic.
And the same time Spunk does that, Juno's gonna cast Greater Restoration on her brother as well. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, but I know that Spunk knows that something's wrong with you, which means I'm not crazy because Spunk gets it, and if Spunk gets it, then...
You know that if you keep using that spell, you're going to create like a super virus, right? Like overusing it is just as bad as not using it. This is the only
time I've cast it. I've screamed about it 6 times, but this is the only time I've cast it.
I need both of you to make Constitution saves.
Magic.
Fuck you, Magic.
Really cool lore stuff, but my head hurts.
I get it.
I'm casting guidance on myself.
I just wash my hands real
Even
quick.
having the full thing, like this is the story right in front of me. It's like I can understand why that would be flustering.
A Constitution save, you said?
Yes.
Oh, am I? Hold on.
Me too, or no?
Nope.
I'm
just the two of them.
on these. Babu.
24 total.
19.
Okay. Casting Dispel Magic and casting was it Greater Restoration you said?
Yeah.
You can feel an impact point from your spell leaving your implements of casting and touching Icarus, and they immediately fire back, and it's as if they were amplified and attempted to be used as like a weapon against you.
Oh.
But you're able to like.
But they're nice spells, so it didn't hurt. Question: are we not allowed to do magic here?
You feel them bounce off of Icarus, like literally physically bounce off of Icarus and back at you with a harmful intent behind them, but you're able to stay focused and steel yourselves against it. You are unharmed, but you know you could have been harmed.
Are we not allowed to do magic here?
I don't think it's that, because that wouldn't protect me, right?
We can do some magic, obviously.
Well, we would know the lore of Evereska and if there's like magical barriers. Right?
Yeah, so there's magical barriers against like magic being cast into here, and you, Juno, you did witness Aster casting Pass Without a Trace. You guys, Spunk cast other spells just now without having any harmful effect. It'd be clear to you that you cast spells on Icarus, and that's what deflected to you.
I don't know, just an idea, or just a thought. These guys, and she's gonna point to the swarm that was like kind of acting wacky when we were on our way in here. Between these guys kind of losing grip, Corey becoming clear, Icarus possibly losing his mind, and you guys not being able to fix it. My question is if maybe like just this place is doing some things that we aren't going to be able to to control or fix. Similar to how when Spunk took all those drugs, we just had to ride it out. So maybe we just ride this out. We ride the wave. I'll trust the tiny dragon in a bag. You guys, all of us, will trust the very corporeal human elvish Corey, who is clear to Icarus. And we'll see maybe what brings a new day tomorrow for you two.
Yeah. At this point, it's just
Hate it here.
sleep, right? I mean, I'm sure we've all been brain busted tonight.
Yes. That is the best way to articulate what is happening right now.
Sometimes you only need the stupid words to speak.
Why use many word when few word do trick?
We're just riding the wave. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, let's leave Mom's study and let's all go to our rooms and try again tomorrow. Also, Spunk, did you get any good books? I say as I start ushering us out of the room.
I hand you the book of things too dangerous to fuck with.
That's none of my business, and I'm gonna push that book back into your hand.
Are you gonna show him the book we got?
Oh yeah, I stole my mom's journal, and it's one of those journals where you send messages back and forth with someone, kind of like this one that I have with LSAO.
Slam
But
book?
I don't know who this goes to, and I'm hoping that I can be there when a message comes through.
Oh.
Be like, help us identify who it is. I don't know who my mom's talking to, and I want to know.
Can you read previous pages?
No, there's nothing in there. It all just poofs away in smoke.
Would you like to know?
Yes.
You want to try? You want to make an attempt? Should we leave the city for this first? Should we go like outside?
Yeah, maybe we don't do that here. Let's do this tomorrow. This sounds like a tomorrow.
No, well, we could do it tonight. Like, it'd be a lot easier if I could like rest.
I need to rest before I throw.
I don't, but like I could be.
No,
could do the
I
thing.
don't, but I do.
All right, fine. Burn tomorrow's slots today. Why pay for Monday when you could have a burger Tuesday or however that line goes on?
Yep. Bird in the hand.
It's worth 2 in the
Fun?
Jack in the Box.
In the bush.
All right, so it sounds like we're turning in for resting.
Yes.
All right, good timing. Because we're actually a little over where we would normally go.
Whatever.
That's all right.
Oh, whatever. Chrissy's the one on the East Coast.
It's been a good day.
Whatever. Fuck you, Chrissy.
Hey, normally we'd go around the table and talk about stuff that's coming up that we want to advertise, but I apologize. Both of my PCs are saying we're gonna do updates now. Fuck you. So I would like to end the stream cleanly. We'll talk about stuff next time. We'll be back here.
What
in
if
2
we all
weeks.
say it at the same time right now?
When have we ever been clean? Ha!
All at the same time.
Poopy butt.
Nuts.
1, 2, 3.
Poopy
You can find me on
butt.
the
You can find me on the
Dystopia
internet.
video.
Thank you.